in that case, what are we drinking?
Same for the goddaughter.
Dad told me you found something on a train during the war. A dial that could change the course of history.
Why are you chasing the thing that drove your father crazy? Don't move.
We need to get out of here. Stop! Sorry.
Helena!
Dr. Jones, get him. Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all.
You stole it.
Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
This way!
Fasten your seatbelts. There might be some turbulence.
You've taken your chances, made your mistakes, and now a final triumph.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones!
A few times in my life, I've seen things.
I've been tortured with voodoo. Been shot 9 times, including once by your father. Sorry!
But I've been looking for this all my life.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This is Nerds Rule the World. I'm Kuya P, and I'm joined by my big homie, Heather, to break down our thoughts for the latest and final Indiana Jones. How are you today, Heather?
Good. It's been a minute since we've been trying to get this done for like 2 weeks, so that's why we're behind.
It is.
Don't
we
be
are
mad.
late, y'all.
Don't be mad at the
We're
art.
sorry. Just time, y'all. Time. We don't have the device that they utilize in this film to go back in time and change things. Little spoilers there, but it's been out for a while, so I don't apologize for the spoilers. You should have seen this. We're just now giving you all our thoughts about this film. All right. Yeah. So Heather, Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. I know we did a few reacts before coming into this. We've seen the film now. What do you think? We'll get into our thoughts. But what did you think when, we talked a little bit in our reacts, but coming up to the film without giving our thoughts on the actual film yet, of now this final film in the franchise? I think
my opinion was like many people's. There were some skepticals. We were wearing our skepticals going into it, especially after Crystal Skull. There are some franchises that can end. It's okay. You don't need to complete them. However, we did know that Harrison Ford wanted to. This is not a warning. This is not me breaking any rules. I'm not spoiling anything, but we know that he has been trying to close out his character storylines across multiple franchises. And Indiana Jones was one of them. It was time to close out that character storyline. And he's been trying to do that, and it did not happen the way he wanted to in Crystal Skull. So skeptical, but it kind of needed to happen so that he could close out his story. Yeah.
I felt Indiana Jones is one of the films that brought me into filmmaking, into the love for film. Remember seeing Raiders, Temple, the OG3 in the theaters, and that just being an amazing, mind-blowing experience with family. Again, it gave me my love for cinema. And Crystal Skull, I wasn't as upset about it when it came out as a lot of people were. I did have my qualms with it, but I'm happy that we at least got this. I think this is the swan song. This is a better goodbye. I was emotional watching this, and I think I have a few touches on that I'll save for later about certain feelings within it. But yeah, I was happy that we got this, and I thought it's a decent way to say goodbye. I just am the biggest thing I feel is I wish we had more when he was younger and they could have made it work. It would have been wonderful. But yeah, so there you go. So we watched the film. Do you want to maybe give a little bit of insight on the story very briefly, Heather? And then we'll lead into our actual thoughts.
Sure. It's
I
about
know
the
we've changed
dial
up the way we do these reviews. I apologize.
Yes.
I just have that ticker in my head of what we do, and I'm just trying to remember all the things.
Sure. It's so Helena, who is who is Indiana Jones' goddaughter. Helena is played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and of course Indiana Jones. If you don't know that he's played by Harrison Ford by now, go see a movie. just go see it. There's something happened with Helena. She's looking for the Dial of Destiny, which is one of the theoretic tools that was created by Archimedes during the fall of Greece. Fall of Greece.
One of those.
Which one of them. And it was said to change the course. It was a time machine, technically. And what we have in Mads Mikkelsen, who said he next wants to be chased after by zombies because he's done everything else, plays a ex-Hitler follower. They are called Nazis. To the GOP, who couldn't hear that in the background, they are called Nazis. So he unfortunately plays one of those characters, and who is trying to go back because he would like to find a way to give Hitler the advantage. If Hitler was aware of D-Day, if he was aware of several other events, he might have won the war. And that's a really scary thought, that in another reality, there's definitely a different version of us. Well, I'd be dead. I wouldn't be alive. But it's one of those where it's a scary concept, and that's what it's about.
All right. Yeah. So what did you think of that story, the overall plot, this final swan song story to our beloved Indiana Jones?
All in all, it was okay. I mean, it was incredibly cliche. We literally had this exact same storyline in Marvel. It's kind of like, all right, the storyline was okay. The characters were fun. The one big thing that really stuck out, though, is I really liked that they didn't, and this is something I think a lot of people wanted them to negate what happened in Crystal Skull. But what I think was the best part of this film was that they embraced what happened, and they completed Indiana's story, and they gave his son an unrealistic thing for him to do would be for Shia LaBeouf's character from that movie would be to go into the military, but it was a good enough reason. And so sometimes the worst part of a franchise is trying to pretend other parts of the franchise didn't happen. So I like that they embraced it, and they gave Indiana a solid background to this movie. So
yeah. Not mind-blowing story, obviously, like you said, very retread in a way of things we've seen in other films and stuff, but because Indiana Jones holds such a special place in my heart, I thought it was adequate enough, and it was a way to say goodbye, and they gave us moments filled from the love for the previous three, different situations that you have to have, like the Indiana Jones checklist, if you will, but also still kind of do it better. One of the things I really remember the most after seeing it, I've seen it like 3 times. I had the early screening, that I did in advance to see it for my coverage, and then I saw it with like my mom, and then my father. Actually, my mom went with me when I went to the initial screening, if I remember.
So she went with you. She took my spot.
That is right.
Mama Kuya P took my spot.
Yeah. Thanks, Heather. I really wanted my dad was supposed to go. Both of them, but my dad was helping with some other things, as you know, and all of that. So I went again with my dad, and then actually maybe I only saw it twice. I don't know, but I had to see it once with my mom. Well, saw it once with my mom and once with my father, because that was Indiana Jones was a family thing. It's like was a strange family tradition. So many moments are tied to Indiana Jones. But anyway, thought the story was great. It had a lot of moments. One of the things that stood out was there's this chase scene. Indiana Jones has some amazing chase scenes in it. There's a scene where they're going through what country? It's escaping me. I think it was. I don't want to say it's Malta's coming to my head, but it wasn't in Malta. I think it was like in South Africa or something like that. It was a place I've been to as well. But there's this amazing scene that all I could see was, okay, Disney, you're trying to get another theme park ride, but I'm here for it. Like I'm down to be in that buggy, chasing another buggy, and then whatever you're gonna do, make it real though. I don't want the VR theme park ride. I want an actual ride where I'm in that buggy thing going through whatever you're going to have me go through at the theme park. So that just was a crazy initial thought, but yeah, I like the way every character was treated. Like you said, acknowledging but not acknowledging, in so many ways, what happened from Crystal Skull, seeing characters that we love come back, and also seeing some new characters. One of the things I also really enjoyed was I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Fleabag.
I do too.
And what is amazing, and if fans that know and love Indiana Jones and know and love Tomb Raider,
I was gonna say she's gonna be she's playing Lara Croft.
I thought this was an amazing way to have her, that she was involved, and that the fact that she's in Tomb Raider, kind of just like a cool toss of the baton, if you will, or hand off of the baton of archaeology to Phoebe. That was just amazing. But yeah, any new characters beyond Phoebe that you enjoyed, or just any other elements in the film that you really enjoyed, Heather?
Any of the movie was filled with great nostalgic moments, important ones. It's ones that I really liked. The entire movie rolled through very well. So like, by the way, it's Tangiers. They were in Tangiers.
Thank you.
It was actually the Tangiers chase scene. The only complaint I have about that is it took too long. They could have cut like 5 minutes out of that chase.
No, give us more. Now the fans are going to be coming back at you again. I don't know if you saw, Heather. Fans already are coming at you because she thinks it's too long. Check out our come out of our YouTube short for Oppenheimer. They're mad at you because you're complaining about it being too long.
I didn't complain about it being too long.
Yeah, check out the comments. But anyway, yeah.
Wow.
People are mad at you. They're like, they said it's too long.
Y'all, I even said that it is purposefully long. It is purposefully long. Okay, whatever.
But don't respond. I don't respond to any of them. Let them talk. Let them give us the hits, Heather. But yeah. To each their own. Yeah.
Well, no, I love that was a really great chase scene. It got a little bit long after a while. But it's one of those where now I'm curious. I want to go look at the comments.
Never look at the comments, Heather.
That's all right.
I have no choice because I get the buzzes,
Good. All right. Come give us the hate. It's fine. Sorry, distractions. I loved Antonio Banderas as Ronaldo.
Yeah,
that was great.
That was bittersweet.
Toby Jones is always fun.
Yes.
in every role he does. Basil Shaw was great. I liked how they kind of played out his character. Mads, I mean, what can you say? It's freaking Mads Mikkelsen. What can you do?
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. Like, this proved to me that Phoebe is ready for Tomb Raider. We'll have probably the exact same conversation we had when it came to the review of the react to the Indiana Jones trailer. Go watch that if you want to see me make Patrick feel much better about.
I still have those feelings, though. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I still have those feelings.
Fine. You can have those feelings, but at least I made you feel better. You were just like, you walked out of that and you're like, oh damn.
It's like a mixed bag. Like, again, there's that family element about Indiana Jones, but then there's also the other aspect of me as a human. People give all of give artifacts back to the people that deserve to have
them. But anyway, not just people they deserve, the people that they are from. Sorry, those are the wrong words. But yeah, it was a fun movie. But here's the thing: did much of it stand out to be better than the rest of it? Not really. There weren't many standout moments. It was a fun story.
I prefer it over Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Definitely a better film over Crystal Skull. But also Crystal Skull had some of its benefits. It had some good moments. Was it a standout Indiana movie? No. This one was definitely better. But yeah, okay. I'm just rambling now.
Worries.
So go ahead.
I've got four other things that I wanted to mention. Back to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I really enjoyed her character and her young. I'm thinking Data, but I'm not trying to say Data. Ki-Hai Kwan's character. What is his character in the franchise? Short Round. I love how Phoebe has her own kind of short round-esque in, I forgot the character's name in this one.
Ethan Isidore, Teddy.
Yes, I thought he was, I liked that combination. So my question to you is, obviously this is Indiana Jones's last film, but if they were to continue on Indiana with Phoebe and him as like the new short round, would you be cool with it? I would.
No.
Really? You want to just
I'm
see
good. I'm okay. I'm okay with this
now.
franchise. I'm okay with this franchise being over. It's kind of why I picked the retirement scene as my background. I'm okay with them closing it out. Could Helena become a really fun character in the future? Absolutely. But is it okay for a franchise to end? Yes. I am all right with it ending here.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I'm fine with that as well. But I would love to see these. They created two great new characters though. Like, it wouldn't be called Indiana Jones. Obviously, he had his time, but keeping it within this universe still, I think she's great. I think they kind of set up certain things in a way that I think would be awesome. So those are just my views. We can hear. I'd love comments on that as well. That was one element. But yeah. I think Phoebe Waller-Bridge is amazing. I'm happy we're gonna get her in Tomb Raider, but also the young man who's, to me, who's the quote unquote new short round. I'd love to see them two together. I think there's more story there, how they came together, which we got a little bit of. They gave us a little background on how he stole the wallet. I don't want to spoil, but how they merged to be, this kind of team. I would love to explore that personally as a creative and as a fan of this universe. My other big thing that was, I know, a big thing for a lot of people, and I'm sure it's also a big thing now because of where the world is going to, and I don't want to get too much into the current SAG-AFTRA strike, but there was AI used to make our Harrison Ford look younger in some back scenes. What did you think about that? Did it take away too much? Let's not get into the obviously things how we hate AI, and we don't exactly hate AI. We don't want AI to take away from actors. That's what I'm all about. Because obviously Indiana Jones was filmed, they just de-aged him. This is, to me, an okay usage of AI in respect, but did it take away from your movie watching experience? And what did you think about those elements, Heather?
No, I don't think it necessarily took away from those experiences. What I will say is it is still clear that there is growth in that industry. One of the things that I believe, I'm not going to get into, I'm literally not going to get on a soapbox about this. It's one of those where it's,
because we don't go into soapboxes.
We don't do that. But it's one of those where one of the things that I truly believe is a benefit from AI, because we saw it in films like Spider-Verse, where what you have is you have incredible artists who have support in AI. AI itself is not able to do everything that a lot of production companies thinks it can. It's a curation. It's an adjustment. It supports. It's a supportive tool. It is not an actual creative tool. So there were times where you could definitely tell that the technology is still not there. And what would happen is that would take you out of the moment when you would see the drag, when you would see the slight loss and you saw the actor underneath. It's one of those where the AI itself didn't take me out. It's when you saw those weaknesses in the program that took me out.
I agree. So. I agree. You could, yeah, but I think it was done. It kind of went away, but at first it was like a little jolting, to be honest.
It was. Mm-hmm.
But you kind of went away with it, and you're like, yeah. Again, it was a franchise and a character I love. It's Swan Song. I'm gonna roll with it. So the last thing that I wanted to bring up before we close it out, Heather, is there's many places that they went to in this one. In particular, towards the finale, without spoiling, there's an area that they went to that I have many memories of. Being a fan of this franchise, as I've kind of stated since the beginning of this review, that just was very emotional for me and very connective tissue. In that, when I started falling in love with Indiana Jones is when I was living in Italy, Sigonella, Sicily, to be specific. One of the final scenes, they go off to Catania in Italy, Greece. As Heather said, the Archimedes, the dial, and all that shit. There was a location that they went to, well, quite a few locations, and it just was very touching for me as a big Indiana Jones fan. I felt like this was, Heather, forget the world. The focus was, the studio was doing this for me. I'm just gonna say that, Heather. Fair. I felt like they were doing this for me, and I was crying on the inside, Heather, because it was so touching, because I fell in love with Indiana Jones, with cinema and history through this film. And when I want to say Raiders, was when I was like living in Italy, and seeing that film and then going to see these beautiful, amazing historical places and then feeling like Indiana Jones as a young kid. So for them to take it back to the beginning where I started my love, and that's how they close out this film as one of the, the end sequences, was so touching. And I cried a little bit, Heather. And so it was just very sentimental for me. And I just want to bring that up because I think films just have this special power to do that. It has the power to inspire us, the power to just motivate us and just bring back certain memories. And I just want to thank the filmmakers. If y'all see this and just fans, if y'all had certain moments in with this or any other project, I'd love to hear those stories because I just love that. And it's why we do why I do this with Heather and why we function as a channel, because we have this love for it. And so just wanted to bring that up before we close out. But yeah, really special. I'm still trying to find the photos. I told my mom to send me some of the photos so I can put side by sides once we get the film release. And I want to bam, you see right where Harrison standing? There I was right there, blah, blah, blah. Or Phoebe standing, boom, boom, boom. Anyway, that's enough of me just glossing and profiling or whatever. Heather, so final thoughts, thumbs up, thumbs down. Are you okay with this swan song finale to Indy?
It was a good final story. It was a good final chapter. It's definitely worth it. Worth seeing in the theater. Definitely check it out once it hits streaming. Absolutely. It's definitely a fun family affair. So yeah, it's not Crystal Skull. Don't worry. It's not Crystal Skull.
All right. Yeah. For me, Indiana Jones has always been a theatrical experience. So I will be I'll be a slight difference to Heather in that regard. If you want to save your ducats, I totally understand and wait for it to come to streaming. I completely understand. But if you can, man, see it on the big screen, IMAX 3D. Oh, well, not 3D.
It's not available in IMAX anymore. Yeah, sorry, guys.
But just see it big. Yeah, because Mission Impossible is taking all those slots. But yeah, check it out. And yeah, as of this quarter now, it'll be Oppenheimer. But yeah, go check it out. But yeah, very sentimental for me. I want more Indy, but Harrison, if we're saying goodbye, thank you for coming back to give us this one last film. Really appreciate it. All right, Heather, let's sign off. Let them hit us up in the comments and replies later and how I'm such a sorry sorts. How can they reach out to you?
If you want to tell me how wrong I am about Oppenheimer's runtime, reach out to me at NerdIsAHeather on Twitter and at HeatherIsANerd on TikTok and Instagram.
There you go. Please reach out to my pal Heather. And for me, it's the legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, IG, Hive, and hopefully soon on Blue Sky so I can be cool like Heather. Please, I would love to join y'all. Hit me up at the legend Kuya P, and of course here with Heather and the whole squad at the NRW and Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Those are our feelings on Indiana Jones and the Dial of the Destiny. Let us know how you feel as well in the comments below. What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuya P coming out of the press screening for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, dropping my initial thoughts, man. So, for me, the Indiana Jones films are the films that made me fall in love with cinema. And so seeing this one is like seeing an old friend and going on an adventure. Loved it, enjoyed it. Check for the review coming soon to the NRW and hear my thoughts when it drops June 30th. And I'll be talking all about it on WTOP-FM Radio. It's your boy Kuya P. Good times. Get your tickets, y'all. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.